evening. Welcome to another episode of Tabletop Discussion for Women. I'm Sister Ruth. Let's see what our topic is for tonight. Why do we borrow from our sisters and think we never have to pay them back? Well, the first thing that comes to mind when I hear that question is finances. So that's what I'm going to focus on tonight. Finances. I'm sure that in most of our lives there's been times where we've had to ask a sister for financial assistance for whatever reason. And that I would count yourself blessed that you have a circle of friends that you feel comfortable enough to go and ask such a request. Because there's certain things that people just don't give up lightly, and money is one of them. So in my past, I've been in situations where I've had to ask my friends for assistance, and they were there for me. So I count myself blessed to have a circle that I'm able to do that with. And I'm sure while you're sitting there and you're listening to me, you have thoughts going through your head of times where you may yourself have had to ask for assistance from a sister, which is a relative, or a friend, or any other female that was close enough to you in your circle that you felt comfortable enough to ask for financial assistance from. Okay? Again, it's a blessing to have those type of people in your circle. But it's also a responsibility to understand that if you have someone that's willing to assist you and that you know that they have a giving spirit and they're going to help their sister out, that you respect them by paying them back. I'm sure as those thoughts are going through your head that right now you're probably thinking about a few sisters that you lent some money and they said they were going to pay you back and they never did. And unfortunately, some of them have the gall to be around you, still be in your circle, and not say a word about it. Not say, hey, thank you, this is what I have going on, I'm going to try to pay you back. Or, hey, I know I said I can give you 100 a week or 100 every 2 weeks, but, am I able to give you 50 because of this? Whatever the reason is, at least communicating to your sister about what's going on. Now, if you're one of those sisters that has done the latter, come on, you have to step up. Our whole show is about women empowering one another and women being better and us doing better. But as I always say, it starts with self. You have to do better. And by you doing better, your next sister sees you doing better. That inspires her to do better. Or your nieces see you doing better. Or your grandchildren see you doing better. They practice doing better. It's a ripple effect. But if they see the opposite, they think that it's okay to do that because you're doing that. Whether you like it or not, as sisters, we're all role models for every woman in the world. What we do, what we say reflects all of us. Okay? Whether it's our close-knit circle or our community, our state, the country, the world. Ripple effect. What we do. Okay? It will say female. It will say woman. And we are all of those things. The goal is to be a strong woman, a strong sister. So going back to being able to have people in your circle, sisters in your circle that do have a giving spirit and don't want to see their sister fall or their sister lose out on something, we have to pay them back. But sisters that lend, I have this to say to you too. If you do have a giving spirit and you want to help your sisters out that come to you for assistance, okay, make it plain to them. Make it crystal clear that, hey, this is a loan. I'm not giving you this. You said you need my assistance. You said you wanted to borrow this, so I'm here for you. So this is what we need to do. These are my terms. Okay? When I say terms, I'm sure that my sisters, my blood relatives, are laughing right now because my sisters know from that when they were teenagers, I tax you on everything and I'd add interest. I'm a bank. If you're going to come to me and I'm going to help you out, you have to have the right reason and I'm going to tax you. That's just me. And my family members know that. I'm particularly talking about my twin sisters when they were younger and when I was younger. I was the bank. They came to me. They had their terms. But getting back to us as women right now, our sisters that do help our sisters out by lending them money, again, make it plain. Tell them what the terms are, okay? And let them know to communicate to you. That it's okay that if something is going on, talk to me. Let me know what's going on so I don't think that you're just taking advantage of me. Because one of the things I learned, you never burn bridges. You never know in your life what you may need from that friend, that sister. You never know. So I know that I can go to my circle if I needed to, and they have me. And my circle knows that for me as well. Okay? It's all about what type of sister you are. Because I'm going to make sure they have. I know in my past, I give a shout out to one of my sisters in Rochester, New York right now. In my past, I paid her back before I paid my bills back. Because I never knew if and when I would have to go back to her. You know, I'm being real right now. We can't burn our bridges. When we burn our bridges like that as sisters, it pulls us apart rather than bringing us together. Because money is the one thing that can cause a rift between friends, family, husband and wives. Actually, that's in the top 3 of why couples, end up getting divorced is over money. So as a sister, that shouldn't be the reason that we're apart when we're trying to work so hard to come together. So that means as a responsibility on both ends for the borrower, realize that you're blessed to have a circle of sisters that are there for you and able to help you when they're able to and when you need it. For the borrower, for the lenders, make sure you let them know. Don't let it slide. Don't let it pass, because all it does is build resentment. And when you build resentment, you guys are still hanging around one another, but that's what starts to happen is you start to talk about one another. And you start to talk about it to other people. And no one wants anybody to talk about them to other people regarding money. That's the one thing that most of us have pride about. Okay? So, both of us have a responsibility. Again, I'm going to repeat. Borrowers, I hope you understand and realize that you're blessed to have a circle of sisters that are there for you to help you, and they have your back. And I hope if you're in a situation, you have their back as well. And for my sisters who have the giving spirit, make sure you make it plain. Let them know up front, hey, I got you, but I need this back. And you set your terms up. Okay? It may not be the situation of you need the money, but the point was, it was asked for as a borrow, as lending, not a gift. Finances are important. And sisters, it's important that we get our finances in order. I'm going to ramble on something that my older sister usually talks about, and that's getting your credit right. Paying off the people you owe. Start with family and friends first. Start with your creditors as well to build your credit score. Because there's nothing like being able to go in a store and get what you want just on your credit score alone. And it takes time. And it takes work. And it takes discipline to get there. But it can be done. So let's start small by practicing. If you're borrowing from a sister, pay her back. It's just that simple. Pay her back. And if you're unable to do what you agreed upon, talk to that sister and let them know. Okay, just be upfront and real about it. So I'm going to end on that note regarding about borrowing. And I just want to let my listeners and my watchers know, if you have a question that you would like for our group to discuss on one of our episodes, you can email that to empowermentbuilders@gmail.com. Empowermentbuilders@gmail.com. That's where you can send your questions, and each week that the group is together, we will pull one of those and we'll discuss it in a quick 2-minute roundabout. Okay? So I would like to thank you guys for watching. You have a great weekend. And remember, sisterhood, let's make it better.